Mental capacity is a two-part test. The first part is the patient thought to have an impairment of the functioning of the mind or the brain? And if the answer to that is no, they don't have any impairment, you obviously don't need to go on to the second part of the test. But if you think they do have some sort of impairment, and in Elsie's case, you know she has a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, you would need to go on to the second part of the test. Just because somebody has an impairment of their brain or thinking doesn't mean they don't have capacity for the particular question in hand. So it would be incumbent upon you to go to part 2 of the test to make sure that the patient either does or doesn't have capacity for that particular question. So for each question posed, you'd want to know, can the patient understand the information that's relevant to the decision that you're asking them to make? Can they retain that information? Can they use or weigh that information as part of the process of making the decision? And can they communicate this decision back to you, whether by talking, sign language, or some other means of communication? And my practice has been that if they can retain the information for 10 minutes, which is what the social work team also recommend to their social workers when they are assessing capacity, then that's enough for them to pass that bit of test 2. Because people always ask me, well, she agreed to a certain course of action yesterday, but you come in to see her again today and you have to go from square one because they haven't retained what you told them yesterday. That doesn't mean they don't have capacity. If they had retained that information for 10 minutes on the day and the time that you asked them, then they passed the mental capacity test for retention of that information.